FRCB stock. So it's been over 2 months and a few days since JPMorgan acquired the deposits of First Republic, and since that time the stock has been just moving sideways, moved from the New York Stock Exchange down to the OTC, I believe probably the bulletin boards or one of those mediums. That's where it's currently trading right now, and it's a complicated situation. The JPMorgan acquired deposits, which is a liability, and by doing so, it is likely to be the owner of the bank of First Republic, and on the other hand as well, even if it's not a complete owner of the bank, most of its effective employees are associated with those deposits. So in effect, JPMorgan is also controlling those employees that were managing those deposits. In other words, JPMorgan is responsible for them as things stand right now. So it has also been understood that some other banks have been poaching some of these employees, because in as much as this bank went under, there wasn't really anything wrong. It was hardly the worst bank out there. It was just unfortunate. There were other banks that were affected by some of their employees or some of their customers who facilitated a run on the bank, and it spilled over to First Republic. So that is what happened, and unfortunately that was what happened. It wasn't really, it was hardly the worst bank out there, but it was just in the wrong place and the wrong time. So a lot of banks know that the employees that at First Republic are definitely quite competent. So they are poaching some of them. We also understand as well that some of them were paid huge sums of money for probably a sort of bank that it is which is a regional bank or even a community bank. So. And there are other issues that are also coming up as well, that some of those employees were also trading the stock, especially during those tumultuous days. They were trading the stock. So there is, I understand now, there is some investigation going on in that regard. But as things stand right now, JPMorgan is in control, because the liabilities, the deposits are liabilities, and when you're in control of liabilities, you're probably in control of everything. The shares have collapsed, the value has collapsed, and JPMorgan is not giving shareholders their own shares. Shareholders of First Republic, shareholders of First Republic, the company that is First Republic. So JPMorgan will not and is not extending its shares to them. So that is how things stand right now. So we've also seen that as of the last trading session, that was on the 3rd of July, the price reached $0.6209 on this 1 minute live chart, but didn't close there. Yeah, it was quite volatile on that day, and just maintained a price of cooled off, or rather ended the session. It was a very short session. It was not as long as usual at ended the session at $0.5812. And over the last, let's have a look and see what's been going on with the stock over the last 45 minutes. Looking at the 45-minute chart, we can get an idea of what's been going on. At some point as well, as of Thursday the 29th of June, it reached $0.9186. So it's been quite volatile of late. So market participants have been taking advantage of all that's going on, because it's going to go bankrupt. It's believed that it's going to go bankrupt. What is left of the company, the corporation that is First Republic, is likely to go bankrupt. The liabilities have been acquired by JPMorgan, and then some other assets may still be left. And moreover as well, the shares are still out there, and market participants, it's tradable. That's what they're doing right now. So for the 5-minute chart, the 1-day chart is not going to show anything, because the 1-day chart is just shows the closing prices. But you won't believe it, it has an upper projection of all the way towards $50.79. Yeah, well, who knows? Never say never. They may still be able to find something to do. The company may still find something to do, but I believe it's they're still considering bankruptcy. And before that, just above where it is right now, we have an upper projection of 8.09. Those are just calculations by the algos based on the data. Whatever the data is, it used to obtain those sort of projections. So let's look at the weekly chart and see. Weekly chart, we have projections as well, very ambitious as well, 31.59 all the way towards 305.11. But it's interesting that the stock, I believe, still carried much of the data it had from the days it was trading on the exchange, on New York Stock Exchange. So it carried much of those data, so it's still probably part of what the algos are using to calculate some of these projections. So FRCB stock still relevant to some market participants. See what you make of it, and I'll continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.